Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and this story is just crazy. I definitely did not guess that something like this would be coming, but there's an attorney within the XRP community who has filed a lawsuit with the goal of revealing Satoshi Nakamoto. That's right. The goal is to reveal the creator or creators of Bitcoin itself. Now, of course, this is something that's just going to, and I love it, it's just going to piss off the toxic Bitcoin maximalists out there even more and make them hate anyone associated with XRP even more, and I am here for it. I love this. I am so happy that this is happening for so many reasons, which I will be happy to share with you in this very latest Moon Lambo Hot Jam. And it is attorney James Murphy, also known as Meta Lawman, who has filed this lawsuit. And that name might sound familiar to you. I've highlighted him a number of times in recent years on my channel. He did a great job sharing perspective throughout the SEC v. Ripple lawsuit, and more recently was happening with the appeal. We all know how that's resolved itself effectively to this point. And now he's moved on to this. Oh, and by the way, he also was working with attorney John Deaton on his campaign when he's running for Senate against Elizabeth Warren. And he was helping him do a number of things, including fundraising. He did a great job with that here. And so now we've moved on to this. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the response from toxic Bitcoin maximalists, because they do not want this to happen. They do not want, broadly speaking, like a lot of the popular ones, they really do not want the identity revealed. And why might that be the case? Well, I'm going to delve into that also. But suffice it to say, it definitely has to do with money. Look at this article from October of last year from Crypto Times. Would revealing Satoshi Nakamoto's identity crash Bitcoin price? That's what they're worried about. They are worried about the identity being revealed crashing the price of Bitcoin. And I'll explain why they're concerned about that. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so this piece on your screen right here was written by former Fox Business journalist Eleanor Terrett. She's now with Crypto in America, and she wrote this piece released just today, and it's titled "Crypto Attorney Sues Department of Homeland Security in Bid to Unmask Satoshi Nakamoto." A cryptocurrency lawyer is suing the U.S. Department of Homeland Security in an attempt to uncover the true identity of Satoshi Nakamoto, the elusive and pseudonymous creator of Bitcoin, Crypto in America has learned. The lawsuit, filed in a D.C. district court by James Murphy, better known by his followers as Meta Lawman on X, is the latest in a series of efforts to uncover the identity of Bitcoin's creator, a mystery that has captivated crypto enthusiasts since the token's inception in 2009. And so attorney Murphy put out a full thread here. This is his account right here, so this might look familiar to you. That's him right here. And anyway, piece continues, says, Bitcoin has grown to become the world's most valuable cryptocurrency with a market cap of over $1 trillion. The true identity of Nakamoto, who disappeared shortly after Bitcoin's creation, remains unknown. But speculation has grown over the years about whether the figure behind the name is an individual or a group of people. Murphy has enlisted legal firepower in the form of former Assistant U.S. Attorney Brian Field, who specializes in Freedom of Information Act litigation, that would be FOIA for short, FOIA, to assist Murphy in obtaining information he claims the DHS has so far withheld. So folks, the assertion here is that the information is out there, the United States government does know, and they're keeping it from us. Check this out. The crux of the lawsuit centers on claims made by DHS Specialist Agent Rana Saud. Nailed it, during a presentation at an industry conference in 2019. According to the filing, nailed it, revealed that the department had identified and located the creator of Bitcoin, claiming it was not a single person, but rather a group of 4 individuals. These individuals, she said, had been interviewed by DHS agents in California where they explained exactly how Bitcoin works and why they created it. Okay, so folks, I don't pretend to know for sure the validity of any of this, but I will say, if there is, and there is, a government employee, the DHS, publicly declaring in 2019 these things, this would be a weird thing to lie about. At the bare minimum, if it's not true, it's a weird thing to just lie about. Like, you're just going to make that up? You know who Satoshi Nakamoto is, and it's 4 people, and you talk to them, and they explained why they did what they did and everything? That's a weird thing to make up, right? And then to just... and then to eliminate all transparency on the matter after this? That's a little peculiar too, isn't it? What if they really did find this out, and then this person didn't realize the degree to which this would, cause interest? I mean, I don't know, folks. There could be something here anyway. Anyway, Peace continues. To date, DHS has never disclosed the identities of these individuals to the public. If the government does indeed have this information, as the DHS special agent has claimed, it should not be withheld from the public, Murphy told Crypto in America. Bitcoin has become enormously popular among investors around the globe, and consequently, there is intense interest in the identity of Bitcoin's creator. And that's a quote from Attorney Murphy. Murphy is banking on the Trump administration's promise of greater government transparency and the hopes that DHS Secretary Kristi Noem will agree to reveal Satoshi's identity. My hope is that Secretary Noem will embrace transparency in this instance and share this information voluntarily, Murphy said. However, if she does not, we are prepared to pursue this litigation as far as necessary to solve this mystery. And I'll pause. I'm not going to read through this whole thing here, but this is the front page of this thing. Like, this is filed. This was filed today. This is a real thing. I'm here for it, man. I am very excited to see this. I think that the public deserves to know this. And more on that. We'll have a conversation on that in just a second. Let me finish getting through this story. But we do deserve to know this. We should know the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto. If the government knows it, we should. Then, yes, we absolutely should. Anyway, Peace continues. A spokesperson for the DHS did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Unveiling the mysterious Nakamoto has sparked a divide in the Bitcoin community, with some letting their curiosity get the better of them, and others fearing that revealing the creator or creators could tarnish the lore surrounding Bitcoin. Oh no. A symbol of technological revolution and freedom from government control. Still, others worry that unmasking Satoshi could undermine Bitcoin's decentralized nature. Last year, an HBO documentarian made waves in the Bitcoin community when his film, Money Electric, The Bitcoin Mystery, claimed to have identified Nakamoto as Peter Todd, a Bitcoin core developer. Todd denied the claims, calling the filmmaker irresponsible for potentially putting his life in danger. Okay, so that's interesting. And again, like I said, it's peculiar. This would be a weird thing for an agent to make up if there's nothing to this. Why'd you do that? You just seeking some attention? Someone of that caliber just seeking attention because reasons? Because you got it. I don't know. I'm very curious about this. But so then the question is, like, should we be searching for this? And the Bitcoin maximalists out there, they say no. That's the message. And if you're part of the Bitcoin cult, then you're supposed to fall in lockstep with that perspective and say, no, we do not want to know this information. Because reasons, folks. You want to hear some of the arguments? Because they're pretty fucking stupid. Here's a headline from Crypto Times, October 5th of last year. Would revealing Satoshi Nakamoto's identity crash Bitcoin price? So let me share with you a couple key parts of this, because this is the general idea that I keep seeing, the beliefs. It's what I keep seeing from all these Bitcoin maximalists. A bunch of idiot sticks. So anyway, it reads as follows. Bitcoin thrives on its independence from any single authority or influential individual. If Nakamoto were revealed, it might lead to a movement of his 1.1 million Bitcoin holdings, which is particularly concerning. Such an influx of Bitcoins into the market could lead to significant price drops, as panic selling could ensue among investors. And so, folks, clearly, what's driving this? It's not some sort of, principled belief. It's nothing like that. It's not like a principled stance that they have. It's that they don't want the price of Bitcoin to go down, and they have fear. They have fear that it would. Check this out. Many in the market fear that if Nakamoto were to liquidate their assets, the fallout would be catastrophic, as investors would also follow suit, which would further result in major liquidations. So look, people are worried that revealing the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto might crash the price of Bitcoin. Because again, he's actually got over 1 million Bitcoin. That's what's the people believe, specifically held by Satoshi. But look, I argue that the threat is ever present regardless of whether or not we know the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto. So say the world never finds out publicly, Satoshi could sell. Okay, so then imagine we find out Satoshi can still sell. That's not changed. That's not changed at all. And so they think that this could make Satoshi more likely to sell. Well, if anything, if it's publicly known, I could argue that it would make him less likely to sell because they'd be worried about the persona, how it would damage their persona and how they're viewed in public. If anything, it could make them less likely to sell. So you can argue it either way. Either way, this is stupid. This should not even be a thing. But look, I also argue that if Bitcoin is so weak in nature that it couldn't survive this news being revealed, then it deserves to die. But I believe it would survive this news, regardless of how the market responds in the short term. And so what they're actually arguing for here, and it's to protect their own pockets. That's why they're doing it. Make no mistake about it. This is not a principled belief. They're arguing, these Bitcoin maximalists, they are arguing for less transparency. They want you to know less about the real world that we live in and the nature of Bitcoin itself and how it started. They want you to know less. How is that a positive? Good luck spinning that, you dipshits. This is completely unreasonable. Check this out. This is also stupid. Analyst Glero states, if Satoshi were to dump 1 million Bitcoins, it is not only the price effect we have to worry about, but what I'll call the faith effect. After all, if the creator appears to lose confidence in Bitcoin, then what are the rest of us to believe? This sentiment highlights how essential Nakamoto's anonymity and maintaining his portfolio is to preserving trust in Bitcoin and its long-term viability. Well, hot damn, if that doesn't make it sound exactly like a cult. If the leader doesn't believe in it, then none of the rest of us can. Are you kidding me here? Do you have your own agency? Do you have a brain? Can you think for your freaking self? Are you telling me, because all of you toxic Bitcoin maximalists, you're espousing these ideals and this belief about the sanctity of Bitcoin and its decentralized nature and it's hard money that you can't F with and all this crap and all these stupid things you keep saying. You're telling me, so you've been preaching that for 16 freaking years, but if one human on the planet, or if it's 4 of them or whatever it is, the Satoshi Nakamoto unit, if they sell it, that means they don't believe in it, you say, and then that means that you can no longer believe it. You can't have your own individual thoughts because a different human believes a different thing than you? Then what the hell have you been preaching to us if you don't believe it? If you don't actually believe it, unless that person believes it, why are you preaching it to us? You jackasses? This is completely unreasonable. These people are just insufferable. But again, it's because they're being intellectually dishonest. You can see through it. Talk about a thin veil. That you can easily see through this. They're trying to protect their own pockets. That's that. That is it. So I'm very happy that an attorney within the XRP community specifically is trying to get this revealed. And if this works, oh my God, I will be the happiest Moon Lambo you have ever seen. I'll be Moon Lamboing all over the place. I'll be so thrilled if this actually works out. I don't know if it's a long shot or not, but there could be something to this. At a minimum, it's peculiar to see a DHS agent state what they stated. Like, why do you do it if there's really nothing there? I'm just curious. I want to know. Inquiring minds want to find out. But either way, these are just the stupidest, easy to pick apart arguments. There are no better arguments than this. There aren't. There truly are not better. I've seen them all. These are the best arguments that the toxic Bitcoin maximalists have. Get the hell out of here with that nonsense. No thank you, sir or madam. Bunch of idiots. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the Moon Lambo.